Hey guys, Outdoor Enthusiast 88 here again, and I got an interesting review for you today. This is a brand new, not really a firearm per se because there's not really any serialized parts on it, but it's actually a Civil War replica cap and ball revolver for black powder shooting. And you actually don't need any sort of special license, and you don't need to be able to ship it to a dealer. You actually can go and ship these right to your house or your home, which is really cool. And at first, looking at the variety, this is actually from Cabela's, looking at the variety at Cabela's, you know, I wasn't really too excited about it early on when I was starting to shoot more and more and collect more firearms and get to know the industry a little more. But I will say that, you know, if you really are into firearms, something like this is actually really interesting because it is, at the time in the 1800s, 1850s, these were the high-tech shields and the high-tech Glocks of the day. So this was the trend back then. So without further ado, I'll show you guys what we got here. Pretty interesting. And it is really neat. You can ship these right to your door. And the fact that they do shoot if you want to. So, let me show you the box here. Made in Italy. So we got some pamphlets, Cabela's. So these are actually special from Cabela's. Muzzle loading rifles, pistols, shotguns, packaged at least for Cabela's to sell. We got a little booklet here, talking about black powder, how to shoot it. These aren't super powerful handguns. I mean, they do obviously shoot, but they're not, as powerful as normal handguns are. However, a lot of people do use these for self-defense. I'm not too familiar with a lot of these, but I have seen a lot of reviews online saying you can use this for self-defense. You can use it for, squirrels or pests around the yard. I mean, it's probably not too safe, but, it is a cool hobby that a lot of people like to enjoy. So here's how it comes. Wrapped up, plastic. I can already smell the oil. Lots of oil caked in there. Very heavy. Before I take it out, I just want to give you guys some specs. So this is actually a Pietta, if I'm pronouncing that right, model 1851 Confederate Navy in .44 caliber black powder revolver. Like I said, these are on sale. I got this one on sale for $140 with free shipping, which is awesome. So keep an eye out for sales like that. $140 is a great deal for that. It's a Navy revolver. It's actually mimicked after the Colt 1851 Navy revolver, which I believe was actually in .36 caliber. They were never made in .44. So the fact that, this is a replica, it's a little off right there. And also here, the grips aren't the same as the original Colt. So, but it's as close as you can get for the money. I mean, you can spend a lot more to get a Colt replica. Let's see. Confederate Navy, it has a brass, we'll see it in a minute, but you have a brass trigger guard, frame, blued octagonal barrel, blued cylinder, walnut grips. You can buy spare parts, spare cylinders. It's really cool. It's half the fun of these things are reloading them, getting all the supplies you need, shooting them. It's a 6-shot. So yeah, let's kind of dive right in. Pretty good reviews. I mean, there's hundreds of reviews on these online. Most of them really good. Really heavy. I believe these are about 2 pounds, I think. If I recall, it was, take a look here, 2.62 pounds, barrel length of 7.5 inches. All wrapped up nice. So I'm not a professional of these. This is a good starter introduction pistol to get for black powder. I've actually never dealt with any kind of black powder before. I'm pretty much just more modern handguns. So learning as I go. Caked in oil. Nice brass. Really, really oily. The rod here, a lot of people complain about on the reviews saying it's not blued properly, but from what I read, it's not supposed to be blued. you know, everything else is really nicely blued. So the fact that this is kind of an interesting pattern, I mean, it's kind of neat. I think it's kind of meant to be there. I don't think they purposely left it like that. There's a half cock. And then a full cock. There's also safety notches. I don't know if you can see that at all, but in between each of the cylinders is actually, you can actually go and put the hammer down and it should lock. There you go. It locks on kind of a little nipple thing in between each cylinder, so you can carry it like this, and then when you're ready to fire, you just put the hammer back all the way and it will lock in. They do say not to dry fire these because they will hurt the percussion cap area there. When you actually do cock the hammer all the way back, you can see the sights are actually part of the hammer and the front bead. So these actually come apart pretty simply. I may not be able to put it apart here. You actually tend to need like a rubber mallet to pop these out. But it has a weird, interesting safety here. So you actually have to pull this tab down and then tap it. Oh, there you go. Slides out like that. This should come off just like that. Cylinder comes out. There you go. So you have these cylinders here, 6 of them. And how you load this, actually, you don't have to take this out to load it, and I might do a whole video on this at some point once I get more familiar with it. But basically you have powder, some wadding around, and then you can use I think it's called boar grease or boar butter to seal up around here. But as you actually load this without taking the cylinder out, so you see the barrel assembly here, one piece. So I'm gonna put this back together. Not too bad. So there you go. Kind of slides back in. But so what you do is you actually do from what I read on how you load these, you actually go and do a half cock. You have a little tab here. See if I figure this out. Half cock, so the cylinder spins. And what you do is you actually go and you load everything up just here on the side. So you actually go and pour your powder in, pour your wad in. You can actually then go and turn the cylinder to where you want it. And that rod actually goes into the hole. And as you ram a new ball in there, it actually trims the side of the ball off to have a better seal. So you really don't need the boar butter unless you really want it, which is kind of cool. And then you just turn to the next one, use the ramrod again, load it in, next one, ramrod, next one, ramrod. So you get the picture. You got 6 of them. A lot of people do carry it with one cylinder empty and then just keep the hammer resting on that empty cylinder. Then when you're ready to fire, just pull the hammer back and away you go. You got 5 shots. Really cool, very, very heavy. It's a very heavy revolver, but it should be a hell of a lot of fun to shoot. So that's my initial unboxing and initial thoughts and review on this. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. Of course, like the video, subscribe to my channel so I can bring more content to you guys, and have a good one.